And meteorologists Kellyanne Klass and Marquis Meade are here with us now as we continue to monitor Helene, now battering the Carolinas.
Yeah, so guys, just take us through exactly where it is and really the damage it left behind, especially for our friends in the Big Bend and Panhandle.
It's so devastating to see all of that destruction in the Big Bend area, one of the strongest storms to hit. Now it's moving through the Carolinas up towards the Appalachian Mountains, where they're dealing with flash flood emergencies, where we typically don't see that, but it means that there is ongoing flash flooding. Some of the levees are really trying to hold that water back, but some of them might break. So this is not just an impact for us, but also a widespread impact for the Carolinas as well as parts of the Appalachians.
Absolutely. And what we've seen since the last advisory at 8 o'clock is that the wind speeds have gone down from 60 to 45 miles per hour. But as Helene kind of just hangs out across the Carolinas, that means the rain is going to stick around for much longer.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, so let's at least get you the latest advisory. 11 o'clock advisory is out. Winds of 45 miles per hour. The movement is picking up to the north at about 35 miles per hour. And as we put this into motion, you could see it go from a tropical system where everything is tight around that center of circulation, and it begins to fan out. It's coupled up with an upper level low that's going to spin a lot of this rainfall back down to parts of Mississippi and even parts of Alabama. But for the most part, the center of the system is now working through the Carolinas up towards Tennessee, and then eventually it's going to move from Tennessee into Kentucky, where all throughout the weekend it's going to linger and meander, which will give high impacts. But we do also want to briefly talk about the high impacts that we saw earlier this morning. We had strong southwesterly winds in Tampa, and they were dealing with record storm surge. For example, Port Manatee, the peak storm surge was over 6 feet. The record was 3.69 feet from Idalia back in 2023. St. Petersburg, the peak storm surge was 6.24 feet, where the record is almost about 4 feet from Elena back in 1985. They were dealing with peak storm surge early throughout the morning. Things have calmed down because our winds have calmed down. Right now we're seeing winds around 20 miles per hour, gusts around 25 to 30 miles per hour. And we are looking at higher wind gusts along the coastline, or we were having higher wind gusts along the coastline when the system made landfall. The Kennedy Space Center Launch Complex 39B recorded wind gusts of 69 miles per hour. Other locations around 60 to almost 70 miles per hour. And we're still, Marquis, dealing with some power outages at this time frame.
Yes, we did have power outages across Central Florida. We're working hard to get the lights back on, but as you move closer to where Helene did make landfall, take a look at these numbers. Across Marion County, 34,000 customers are still without power. Those numbers will go down as the day continues, but they're nothing in comparison to our friends towards the north. In the Big Bend area, take a look at this. If you're across Taylor County, 99.5% of the county still remains without power. We have those numbers close to 100 for multiple counties across the Big Bend and northern Florida along the I-10 corridor. So Duke Energy will have their hands full today, but they are working diligently. Now here in Central Florida, we're still showing gusty winds currently, still moving across the region, coming in from the west, and these are all in relation to Helene. So let's zoom in really quick. Some of these winds do have a couple rain showers attached to them, these outer bands still flowing around, in which the rain showers, they won't be overhead for long just due to the natural eastward movement, but we do have a couple moving across. Looks like Volusia County entering in from the west right now. As we zoom in across the metro, we just had a quick shower in Disney World, but ultimately these showers are racing from west to east, moving at speeds of 25 to 30 miles per hour. So the rain will not be overhead long, but once the rain does subside, what we're going to be left with are breezy and gusty wind conditions. No tropical storm advisories here in Central Florida today, but out in the tropics, we do have a few other systems brewing, and meteorologist Kellyanne Klass will be talking about that coming up in about 15 minutes.
Marquis, thank you. And Governor Ron DeSantis giving us an update earlier this morning on the impacts that Hurricane Helene left behind.
And this comes as the death count in Florida grows to at least 7. People up and down the West Coast had to be pulled from their homes, boats, and cars. Pinellas County leaders say they found 5 people dead. Another person died when a sign fell on their car along I-4 near Tampa. Another was killed after a tree fell on their home in Dixie County. DeSantis says despite hazardous conditions, all the 911 calls for rescues were answered.
All the calls that any state officials responded to last night, we were able to find the person or people and pets and bring them to safety. Those missions were successful, and those missions saved a lot of lives. So I want to thank all the first responders, and it made a big difference for what was a really historic storm surge in different parts of the state.
The governor says he will continue to work with utility companies and road crews to get everything cleared up and running smoothly again. Some scary moments in Seminole County. A student was hurt when a tree branch flew through the window on a school bus.
Yeah, and this all happened while students were on board that bus. Take a look at the damage here and the size of this tree. Wow. According to fire rescue, one student had some cuts and scratches, but they're going to be just fine. Now, one of the kids on the bus said that it was very scary to watch it happen.
We were driving down there, and all of a sudden there's a downed tree, and it didn't really clear it. So Miss Pat tried to turn, and the thing slammed right into the window.
Okay, now some of the other students on board the bus said that at first they thought it sounded like gunshots before they realized what was going on. In Marion County, people and utility crews are cleaning up after very strong winds caused some big problems there.
And WESH 2's Bob Hazen is live in Ocala right now, and we're talking tens of thousands of people without power, Bob.
Yeah, it is breezy and sunny here in Ocala right now, but this morning early on there was 44,000 people without power, and now they have a lot of work to do. This crew got to work fast, slicing up the huge tree that crashed right into the front of Bill Stewart's house.
The electric went out about, I don't know, maybe 9:45, and then not 10 minutes later, just the crash, the beat all crashes.
The storm's wind yanked the tree's roots out of the ground on Southwest 70th Street in Ocala, and Stewart says it caused a major mess inside.
Busted a couple trusses out, knocked the whole ceiling down in the living room, and stuff everywhere, and glass. And
trees like this fell in a lot of parts of Marion County, knocking out power to tens of thousands of people. That includes Mark Sansom, who we caught up with as he drove around his horse farm looking for damage. One concern was keeping power in his barn for the horses.
We got Generac that runs our house and half the farm, and then all the horses are in the barn. So I just got a smaller generator in there running the well.
On Northwest 19th Avenue, a branch took out the power line to this house. Another limb almost completely blocked Northwest 100th Street. It fell around 11 p.m. Some drivers, like Dan Stuvik, accidentally ran into it.
And I went up the other side of the road to see how bad things were, and this guy kind of blinded me, and I passed my damn road. Next thing I know, I was poof, right through the tree.
It was a dangerous roadblock until Joe Howell stopped by and brought out his chainsaw. He owns Talking Trees Tree Service, but no one called him out to do it. He just jumped out when he saw the road blocked.
Well, I was headed to work, but it's the right thing to do, you know what I'm saying? Clear the road so people can get back and work.
And it does look like the utility companies are making progress. As we said, it was 44,000 people out of power early this morning. Looks like that number's down to about 27,000 right now. Reporting live in Ocala, Bob Hazen, WESH 2 News.
Bob, thank you. Because of those power outages in Marion County, there is a boil water notice in place. This is for people living in the Sherry Oaks, McCowder Acres, Stone Oaks Mobile Home Park, and Libra Oaks communities. The utility company says boil any water you plan on consuming or brushing your teeth with for at least 1 minute, or of course you can use bottled water. It is safe to use the water for laundry or to take a bath as it is. This is just a safety measure, and it's until the notice is lifted. Over to Volusia County now. The Sheriff's Office and Volusia County Fire Department deployed nearly 30 emergency responders to help with the efforts for rescue and recovery.
And WESH 2's Pamela Combe joins us now live. And Pamela, these workers have got a lot of experience.
They have a lot of experience. I mean, they've lived and worked through several hurricanes here in Volusia County, so they have practice experience, even the equipment to get everyone who needs help to safety.
Next week, we could be the ones asking for people to come in to help us out.
Friday morning, Volusia County deputies and firefighters were briefed and thanked by the sheriff before they took off to Florida's Panhandle to assist after Hurricane Helene's landfall.
They'll be up there at least for a week, unless they decide that they need less. But if they need more, we have a second team that will deploy, next Friday.
We waved goodbye as they drove away, equipment loaded on several trucks.
That's high water rescue vehicles, chainsaws, generators. You know, we're bringing everything that we bring.
While deputies will likely be helping out in several ways, firefighters will be focused on rescues.
Pulling people out of floodwaters, if there's any collapsed homes or stuff like that, they're trained to search those. And we're also sending one of our hazmat people with them just to make sure that they're not, going into any hazardous situations.
It's something they've done plenty of times before.
We have had several in-county with the floodwaters that we've had here from hurricanes in the past years.
So plenty of practice.
Yeah, plenty of practice.
These crews will be working 12-hour shifts to allow those emergency responders up in Taylor County that have been working around the clock to take a much-needed break.
Public safety officials up there who their homes may be damaged. They have to worry about their homes and their family. This gives that opportunity for them to go and worry about their home and their family while we're all there to help them out.
FDOT also deployed a team of workers this morning up to the Panhandle to help with cleanup efforts and clearing up any roads. Reporting in Volusia County, Pamela Combe, WESH 2 News.